A couple of months ago, I dumped all my worldly possessions on my lovely friends in Melbourne, grabbed this dashing young gentleman by the hand, and fucked off to Poland with a singular vision to do whatever the fuck I want. And no one stopped me.
Hello, this is Melbourne's last report.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, report going to the airport, take 2. It's, April the 14th?
14th of April.
Fucking scoot.
We stopped by Greece for Greek Easter, witnessed this horror. Then we made it to Poland and I was ready to get to work.
This is it. This is the garden. It's got a fence around it, but some of the fence is falling down. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, well... Oh, was that a cat? Hello, kitty. All of these bushes along here are black currants. Basically, like everything that's fenced in here, I'm gonna grow.
Now if you're wondering, Liz, you came here to do whatever you want. Why a garden? Are you familiar with James Prigioni of the channel The Gardening Channel with James Prigioni? He walks around his garden with a basket and a dog, collecting vegetables, looking so happy the whole time, and I want that. Don't have any money for it though. But there are lots of old gardening tools and other useful things around here. So I'm gonna try and only spend money on seeds and plants. The budget's a little tight.
Hello.
Okay, I do not look like this. I was really jet lagged.
It's late April. I gotta get a move on. I got my gumboots on. Let's do it.
I was expecting to spend a few days digging the garden and then start planting, but this took so long. Don't get me wrong, I was having the time of my life. I found a snail, then I found a bigger snail, and every time I pulled out a clump of grass, there was a worm in it, and I stopped to pick it out because I was convinced that that worm would single-handedly save my garden.
It's getting big, it's getting big. Look at it. Look at the size of this thing. Look at it.
You.
So that might be why it took so long. Compost is basically food scraps and grass clippings left in a pile to rot. It makes great fertilizer, which is great for me because there are compost piles in the garden. I'm digging to get at the good stuff, meaning the old, well-rotted stuff, which is all at the bottom of the pile. Now, the people who made this compost pile obviously weren't expecting an Australian girl to show up and pin all her hopes and dreams on it, because there was so much random crap in this compost pile.
Look, I found a frog.
It's a toad.
Why is it not focusing?
This is me picking worms out of the compost with my bare hands because I'm from the city and I haven't touched dirt in like 20 years and I was really excited about it.
I fucking love worms. Look at him. There's so many worms. Oh. Okay, so my camera died right before I found potatoes growing in the compost. I washed these, obviously, but these are like not old compost potatoes that someone threw out. This is like a fresh potato. Look at these tiny little potatoes. And it was right there. That's the sprouty thing that was coming out of it. I'm gonna see if I can find more.
Now you might think moving compost 3 meters from the compost pile shouldn't be that hard. Franit came to help me mix the compost in on his break from clicking pixels.
Oh, look at this worm! Oh, what a healthy looking worm. Story behind this sage plant. I found it in the garden. It was already growing. I didn't mean to yank it out. It was an accident. Okay.
First plant.
First plant of the garden.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of concerned. Are these roots, are they supposed to be buried?
They might be buried, yeah.
Sorry?
They might need to be buried.
Ugh.
I think it's gonna be fine either way, but...
Alright, I think that looks better.
Yeah.
Right? That's more like it. Yeah. Ah! Oh my gosh! Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry, snail. I poked a hole in its shell. Oh gee. Oh gosh.
The fruit trees and bushes were my biggest expense by far. I ordered varieties that I thought would survive the cold Polish winters based on my research. Did you know you can't grow oranges in cold climates? Altogether, I bought 6 trees and 9 bushes, and it came to a total of 302 zloty and 90 groszy. I don't remember ordering 6, I only remember ordering 5.
O rany, ale drzew nakupiliście.
Gone.
Orange.
Raspberry.
Raspberry, okay.
This is raspberry.
That's gonna be red. I planted the 2 peach trees behind the house. You need 2 so they can pollinate each other. These ones didn't go in the garden because I wasn't sure how big they'd get, and I didn't want them to shade out the rest of the plants.
Worms! Oh yeah, coming! Look at how healthy these worms look.
It was at this point I realized I'd never planted a tree before, and I had no idea what I was doing. The other 4 trees were mini varieties, so I planted them along the fence of the garden. They were pear, plum, and 2 sour cherry trees. In general, this was a lot of work for one totally incompetent person to do by herself. But I had help. Franek helped me plant the rest of the trees, his brother helped me plant the bushes, and Toto helped me dig this hole. No, it's okay. This brown paper was packaging from our IKEA order and perfect for making seed starting pots. So a lot of vegetables need to start growing in April, but here we can get frosts until mid-May, which will kill most seedlings. So what you do if you don't have a greenhouse is plant your seeds in little pots and keep them inside at night and when it's cold, and generally just take really good care of them until the weather is warm enough for them to go into the ground. My next problem is that you're supposed to fill these pots with seed starting soil, which is apparently not just normal soil. From what I read online, you can make your own, but the ingredients are more expensive than just buying the soil. If there's a gardener watching, they might cringe, but soil was not in the budget, so I'm just going to use normal dirt and see what happens.
You want to know what happens? It wasn't good. It turned into a brick. You need the proper soil.
Hello. You brought me ice cream? Yes! Ice cream. I know this looks like an unnecessary amount of seeds, but most of these seeds I bought previously or were gifted to me, so my actual seed expenditure was much lower. I planted zucchini, cucumber, eggplant, watermelon, sugar snap peas, edible sunflowers, marigolds, and climbing beans. I labelled the seed pots in Polish so I could learn the words. I also drew a picture in case I forgot what the Polish meant.